All right, well, this morning the candidates are poised. They want your vote. You see their ads on television, but many are also using the internet and social networking sites like Facebook and Twitter to get their campaign messages across. What impact do these social networking sites really have on the races? Joining us now is Brian Tomkins with Boom Media. You've been doing a little surfing on the web and seeing what's trending and who's on top. And what are you finding this morning?
Well, I'm a new trend in that most of my information I get is through social media. Somebody tells me the game's on, I get that information from social media. And when it comes to news, I'm a recent transplant from Illinois, so I just moved here.
Right.
And so my information about the candidates I've been getting through Facebook and Twitter, not alone, but being redirected to their websites.
Is there a lot of activity, more activity in this election than maybe in previous?
Well, everyone saw the attention that Obama and McCain received through social media, and everyone's trying to recapture that. This is the first election where local politicians are using this space to create a buzz around their campaign.
Well, let's talk about that. There are some very important issues and races that are facing us here in California, and tomorrow is the primary. Let's start with the governor's race, which has been mostly a television campaign.
Yes, you cannot, and I know guaranteed between the breaks here on this show, we see a governor's commercial. Their battle's being fought online, and what really happens in the political space is they follow each other. If one moves to one platform, the other one follows. And in the governor's race, even though they've been active in social media, they really haven't embraced it. They're using it to update their campaigns on what's going on, but there's no interaction or engagement going on by either Meg Whitman or Steve Poizner.
All right, but the Senate campaign, that's a whole different ballgame. What are you finding there on Facebook?
The Senate campaign is where things really get exciting. And so we have Carly Fiorina, who has done an amazing job with her website and overall look of all the things she's doing, really high-level technology. But Chuck DeVore is someone that's really captured the social media space. He doesn't have a huge following, but he has a very active following where people are tweeting and posting Facebook updates. And what's really interesting is that people are changing their profile picture to match Chuck DeVore's logo, so that when you go through the social media space, everywhere you turn, you have a Chuck DeVore logo that's promoting his campaign.
I see you have Twitter up there now, and that's what you're looking at right there. And you see right here that they are actually putting his picture on their Facebook page.
Exactly. So even
what impact does that have, Brian?
It's just branding and logo. I mean, really, you think about how many, as you're driving today, how many different banners and flyers and yard signs are you going to see? These are virtual yard signs, so the more you can see, and I scroll down, you see these Chuck DeVore logos. That's not Chuck DeVore's profile. Those are people online that have taken it upon themselves to make their own social media space their front yard. A
whole new way of campaigning. Now, there are also some other local politicians that have been very active when it comes to social media. You were talking about one of the races out of La Jolla, right?
Now, the 53rd Congressional District, that one, you see one candidate has used the social media space, and that's Mason Weaver. He has, over the last few days, really stepped up his Get Up the Vote campaign. Every hour, really updating people and letting people know where he's going to be, where they can vote, how they can get involved with the campaign. And he's really embraced this space.
What are some of the other things? How have things changed since Barack Obama became president, and how his campaign really used it? It's kind of taken a step or two up since then, right?
Well, I think social media has leveled the playing field in that I see those campaigns that don't have a huge war chest moving to the social media space and being very active, because that space is that free space that they're all utilizing. And I see that the disenfranchised, those people that would usually take to the streets and you know, in the Tea Party movement, that sort of thing, they're using the social media space to voice their opinions. Well,
maybe Meg Whitman and Steve Poizner could have saved a lot of money by taking their campaign to the internet instead of spending $60 million apiece to try to be the next California governor.
We've all been out to dinner where you're afraid to see the tab. I am really afraid to see the overall tab on this governor's race, on how much they're going to spend on TV when they could have spent a little bit less on the social media space.
Crazy, and very interesting too. Brian Tomkins, always a pleasure to have you from Boom Media. Enjoy your day.
Thank you.
All right. All right, of course, we invite you to tune into KUSI for our live team coverage. As soon as the polls close tomorrow, our election coverage begins. That's tomorrow at 8 p.m. right here on KUSI as we cover Campaign 2010.